This is by far the most interesting phone that I've used in years. It's the CMF Phone 1. CMF being a sub-brand of the company Nothing, and it costs just $200 or £200 here in the UK. Although there's a sale going on right now where you can get it for as low as £179. That is almost half the price of the Nothing Phone 2A, which was one of the best value phones on the market and almost $100 less than a pair of AirPods Pro. So does a £179 phone sound too good to be true? Well, I think the reality will actually surprise you. So let me start with the good. One department in which this phone really surprised me in is the display. It's got a 120Hz refresh rate at a surprisingly sharp 395 ppi. Animations are fluid, scrolling is fast, and the text is crazy crisp too. But the biggest surprise here is the brightness. Bizarrely, it's actually brighter than the Nothing Phone 2A, which costs quite a bit more, with an extra 700 nits available at peak brightness. This means that you get good visibility outdoors, as well as really solid HDR video playback that is very comparable to the most recent flagships from other brands. It also supports Instagram's HDR previews, something that Samsung only first supported with the S24 lineup. And this display is surprisingly vibrant too, with excellent color reproduction. All of these display features combined make the CMF Phone 1 feel miles ahead of its price point. And I'm honestly surprised how Nothing managed to give such a great display to a £179 phone. Plus, there's also a pre-installed screen protector, something that some £1,000 flagships do leave out. So it's really good to see that CMF decided to include this. Yes, it is a bit soft and easy to scratch, but any screen protector is better than none. Literally, my only complaint about this display, aside from the uneven bezels, is that it does lack an always-on display. There is an ambient display option that appears when you tap it, but nothing permanent. Which I do find quite odd for a phone that has a 5000 mAh battery and also an adaptive refresh rate. But all in all, this display is shockingly good for its price. The next big surprise to me, and also a huge selling point for this phone, is its many ways in which you can customize it. Do you guys remember the days where we could just pop up the back cover of our phones? Well, if you missed those days as well, you're gonna love this, because with the CMF Phone 1, you can simply remove the SIM tray, remove this little cover here, and then also the 4 screws, and then you can take off the entire back panel. And once you do, you can replace it with a totally different color, complete with color matched accents. There are 4 colors available at £29 each, such as black, dark blue, light green, and CMF's standout orange. The orange and the dark blue have this faux leather texture, and there's nothing stopping you from mixing and matching any pieces that you like. Well, apart from having to buy them in the first place. Also, top tip here, don't use any power tools on these. We've learned this the hard way. Now, the best part is that aside from just taking the back cover off, you can use this accessory point right here to install some accessories, which retail for £19 each. These unfortunately only come in orange, but they are pretty cool. So you get to pick from a lanyard with a nice thick string to it and also a nice attachment piece, then a stand, which is simple yet effective, although it's a bit awkward to have when it's not in use. And then there's also the card case, which is a larger accessory that screws on, although this isn't their best as it feels quite cheap and the flap doesn't keep it closed. But anyways, I do like what Nothing has done here. Both the removable backs and the extra accessories do make it the most customizable phone that I've ever seen. In fact, Carpe even recently announced on Twitter that he's willing to share the CAD files so that users can design their own backs and accessories, such as ones that even include holders for Pokemon cards. The CMF Phone 1 focuses on customization, and so do we with our app WallpaperZ. Our app offers the highest quality 1x1 8K resolution wallpapers, which are nearly 80% higher res than even 8K video. And you can use them on any device, your phone, your laptop, your tablet, or your desktop, and you can also zoom in and crop in without losing quality, turning one wallpaper into dozens. We also collaborate with independent creators all around the world to bring you this beautiful art. This week, we have 2 new packs. We've got Beachy Bliss by Wolrod, perfect for summer with 10 hot designs, and then Twisted Tesseract by Sankalpa, featuring some stunning visuals, and this is, by the way, one of my favorite packs ever. in our app. You can find both packs in our app WallpaperZ, and now you can also go to our brand new wallpaper store on our website, where you can buy a selection of 6 individual packs that rotate every single week. Now, the third big selling point of Nothing CMF Phone 1 is that just like Nothing's other phones, the Phone 1 also comes with the latest version of Nothing OS. And to put it simply, it's brilliant. It's highly customizable with the option of matching all of your icons on the home screen to the same style. There are also loads of great widgets for a large number of purposes. Plus, Nothing's unique wallpaper style and glass textures make it so easy to keep your home screen minimal and easy to read. Animations are very smooth and polished, and the process of waking up your phone, unlocking it, and opening up an app works perfectly, and everything just looks great. Like, out of all Android phones that I've used, I would say that this is right on par with the Pixels when it comes to the overall software experience. My only wish here is for Nothing to add a first-party alternative to their dot matrix font. Maybe even something designed specifically for the CMF brand. That'll be quite cool. Now, the fourth area in which this £179 phone excels is one area that I was honestly not expecting it to, and that is when it comes to the battery life. It comes with a massive 5,000 mAh battery, which combined with a fairly efficient MediaTek Dimensity 7300 chip, we get something that will easily last you for a full day of use. Plus, the phone doesn't get too hot at any point, which is likely helped by their liquid cooling system that they built into it. So overall, super impressive battery results from such an affordable phone. But of course, the best part by far about this phone is its price. Starting from £179, it costs less than some earbuds on the market. And the CMF Phone 1 definitely competes with phones that are 2 to 3 times its price, based on just how much you get for your money. So I'm pretty sure that Nothing is selling this at close to a loss. And the reason they are able to sell it this cheap is because they are betting on you spending extra money on those accessories, like the extra back covers and the extra attachments, which probably cost close to nothing to make, but they do retail for just way more. But as you'd expect at its price point, there are a few compromises which were needed to reach this price. Now, these compromises are not deal breakers really, aside from maybe the last one. First off, the cameras are fine. The 1X main module is a 50 megapixel Sony sensor, although with Sony's wide range of sensors, this doesn't really mean much. It is good though, like it handles daytime shots well, the dynamic range isn't bad, but everything is a bit soft. Night mode is more of like an evening mode, like it's fine when there's a bit of light to work with, but once the light levels go too low, yeah, it gets messy. Strangely, it doesn't expose for very long when using night mode in darkness, so the flash will very often kick in. The 2X module is its biggest weakness, like it's extra soft, and I also found its results to be quite underwhelming. I would say that Nothing would have been better off with just a better 1X lens and then a decent sensor crop. The front camera is good. It's a bit over-sharpened, but it's perfectly usable. And like the back, the front is so-and-so in low light, with a flash often being required. Now, the next compromise is the lack of wireless charging, which is honestly completely understandable at this price. Like, I don't believe there's any other phone that retails for $179 and comes with wireless charging. And the good news is that wired charging is fairly fast at 33 watts, so with a speed you can charge it fairly quickly regardless. The third compromise probably isn't going to be a surprise to any of you, but the haptics are just not there at all. The Phone 1 only has an old school vibration motor, so typing on this just isn't the best experience. A fully understandable compromise at £179. And if you're coming from phones in this price range, it's unlikely that you had haptics. But if you're like me and you're coming from, well, almost any other phone, admittedly in my case, flagships, then yes, this is a pretty major downgrade. Another compromise is that we only get 2 years of major software updates. This is okay for the price, but Samsung's Galaxy A series offers 4 years, whilst the iPhone SE and the Pixel 8a offer 7. Although these phones are indeed much more expensive. But this last compromise is quite hard for me to ignore. The CMF Phone 1 does not have NFC at all, which means that mobile payments are just not possible at all. Like, I've grown so used to just using my phone for everything, including payments. And I haven't had a phone without NFC in what feels like a decade, so this is really an annoying omission. Perhaps some regions aren't as bothered about this, but I'm really sad that this is one of the corners that Nothing decided to cut. Now, there are also some other smaller compromises, like no water resistance and the super plasticky feel in the hand. But for £179, this phone is just a shockingly good choice. The combination of a great display, great performance, great software, and the fact that you can customize it so much, I think that this is by far the best phone for people who are looking for a secondary phone, or for kids, or even for people who are looking for something different while spending less than for a pair of earbuds. But let me know, what do you guys think? And if you want to continue this conversation, feel free to do so on our brand new, well, not so new anymore, Discord channel linked in the description box down below. I'm Daniel, ZONEofTECH, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.